It's Neil with the Dastardly Gentleman. Tonight I have with me Frank. Say hi, Frank.
Hello.
And also Jeremiah. Say hi, Jeremiah.
Hi.
Tonight we're talking about fitness. You know?
Yeah.
Fitness dick.
I feel like we should just say it. Just say it and get it out of the way.
Just do it.
Jared, that's right up your alley. You let him have it. You this is all you, baby.
Listen, I was gonna say fitness hold pizza in my mouth to keep
I
it
don't
on.
fucking believe you at all. You're a goddamn liar.
Jer, what motivates you to get into shape?
Well, honestly, first and foremost, the thing that really got me going is I just woke up one day and decided that I hated myself. I used to be in pretty decent shape. I out of high school, I weighed I think like 130, and I started dating my now wife, and kind of realized one day that I was really out of shape, and I kind of wanted to change that.
So
I don't think that's fair because like I always tell people whenever I tell them I want to get into shape, round is a shape, and that's me.
It is true.
I'm round.
You're more of a rhombus.
Okay, that's fair. I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you think. You think he's being mean, but he's actually being nice.
I am.
He is being nice.
So when you say you were fit back in high school, like when you were 130, were you actually fit or were you just skinny?
I was skinny. I could jog. I could run. I wasn't very strong, honestly. But I mean, I didn't get winded like back before I started like losing weight. Like me and Jordan would go for like a walk, and like 10 minutes into it, I'm like, oh man, I need to sit down. Like I need a breather. But I mean, I was more cardio than strength.
Gotcha. Yeah, I pretty much get winded walking to the mailbox, so I feel you on that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not much better. I mean, I can do a 7.5 minute mile right now is my fastest, but by the time I'm done, I literally think I might die.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually a pretty good mile, really.
No, it really is.
It's all right. It could be better. I'm aiming for under 7.
I mean, yeah, it could be better, but I mean, at the same time, you're also not from Kenya.
That's true.
Or Jamaica.
I don't.
Or Jamaica.
And my name isn't Bolt.
I don't know who that is, but you are still not from either of those countries. Therefore, you're defaulted just simply being not as fast as you should be.
You don't know who Usain Bolt is?
No.
He is literally the fastest person in existence.
Ever. He's currently won 3 or 4 gold medals in the Olympics.
He does it and he poses for pictures as he's running.
He's smiling at the finish.
He's literally like Sonic the Hedgehog, but Kenyan.
I want him to wear like all blue and wear the red sneakers.
Gotta go fast.
Like, have you ever went fast?
But yeah, dude, that guy he's something else.
What's his mile? Do you know?
I could find out. It's like it's unachievable fast. Like I don't think that anybody could ever get that fast unless you're him.
And he does both sprinting and marathon running, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does everything.
Is he really? Wow.
Oh yeah, dude, he is super fast. Let's see here.
I mean, he's actually slower this Olympics than he was in Beijing. He's about 2 seconds slower, and he's still putting everybody in his smoke.
In the 2012 Summer Olympics, he ran the 100-meter race in 9.63 seconds.
I'm sorry, he did what now?
Ran 100 meters in 9.63 seconds.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, he's fast.
He's one fast motherfucker, dude. I mean, like he's just like, nah, I'm done here.
And that's the thing, is that towards like the very last couple of strides at the end of the race, he will slow down. He'll look around and do something silly.
Like he can.
Pretty much.
They say he's all. They say that like he can run a little over 23 miles an hour.
Oh my god.
Well, I mean, to put that in perspective, A hippopotamus, their top speed is 19 miles an hour.
That's
I mean-
terrifying. Yeah, but they're not.
Right.
He's not nearly as scary as they are.
I don't know, dude. Put a knife in that guy's hand and have him run at you. I guarantee you, he's
Hey,
pretty
hey.
fucking scary.
Put a knife in the mouth of that hippo.
I think
You know what I'm
he's
saying?
scarier without the knife.
Yeah.
Because he can run. Because I mean, like he can run alongside you, catch up to you, and run along with you, and just give you the death stare. No matter how fast you run, you're sweating buckets, and he's just
Shank you in the kidneys mid-stride.
He'll run in front of you, run backwards, and smile at you.
yeah.
Stabby,
He's sitting there
stabby.
smiling, and he's running backwards right in front of you. He's sitting there flicking you in the eyeball. You know, while you're running, you're trying to get away from him. It doesn't matter where you go. He's right in front of you. Madness.
It's kind of like he almost did that to this Canadian runner. Like he started like
Yeah.
slowing down towards the end of the heat, and the Canadian runner started sprinting real fast to catch up to him. And then he looked to the right and saw him, and he's like, "What?"
Smiled.
He smiled at him like, "You can't beat me," and he went faster.
No, it's terrible.
Yeah.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, he shattered literally every single running record.
By seconds.
I believe that. It's funny because, like, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean, like, whenever you put it in perspective of that it's all running, I mean, that is a lot. It is a lot.
Well, okay, so it says that his fastest mile was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. That is nearly he could lap me. Like he could almost double lap me.
He could run 2 miles to your one.
Yeah. Oh man, that's just
Did you watch Captain America,
Yeah,
the Winter Soldier?
yeah.
He's Captain America.
Pretty much without, the super drug.
On your left. On your
Yeah.
left. On your left. Jared just takes his headphones off, throws them in the lake, and just walks away and picks up the nearest pizza and just starts eating it.
I'd head to the nearest Planet Fitness.
Look, you step up off Planet Fit.
There's
You know.
nothing wrong with Planet Fitness.
I mean, if they got rid of the whole, lunk alarm and Tootsie Rolls.
I don't know what that means. What is that? What are you talking about?
So Planet Fitness has a thing that they call the lunk alarm. And that's basically anytime that you make any sort of guttural grunting sound, drop a weight, or slam a weight down, there is a button that you can press. It's like a fire alarm, and it sounds this incredibly loud alarm. And it's called the lunk alarm, and they will kick you out of the gym.
I thought
Is
there was a sound sensor. Is there actually a button you push?
There is a button that someone pushes, and it triggers said lunk alarm.
Oh,
It's
so
mean.
so basically you're getting your swell on, and you drop your fucking weights, and you get kicked out of the gym.
Because you're slamming stuff. You're
Dude,
being a terrible human being.
I have one of my friend Eric. He's pretty big. Like I would guess probably close to 233. I mean, like he's super strong. He's massive, and he's been kicked out of Planet Fitness for doing like some ungodly shoulder press weight, and then like going to set it down and being like 100 pounds or whatever it was that he was doing when he sets it down. I mean, it's gonna make some sound, and someone pushed the lunk alarm and he got kicked out.
What?
Yeah,
I would lose my mind over that.
What I think is funny is that the people that work there have to go up to the guy that's lifting this stupid amount of weight and ask him real nicely to leave the gym for, lifting heavy
Being-
weight.
For being
I would-
big.
I would pick them up and squat them.
That's what I'm saying.
He just like picks him up. He's like,
I'll show you.
"No,
a
never
grunt.
mind. You can do whatever you want, I guess, Mr. Scary Man."
All he has to do is say, "Make me."
Right?
Picks him up by the shoulders. I will break you. Oh, please, God, no.
Yeah, no, and I mean, there's a couple other things that I can't really get behind with the Planet Fitness. It's the bagels with cream cheese, the Tootsie Rolls up front. You are not allowed to deadlift. There are signs everywhere that say no deadlifting.
Oh, really?
Why?
Yes.
I mean, That seems kind of random.
The reason is that it's really a liability. Deadlifts are or can be one of the easiest exercises to injure yourself with. Like, it does not take much at all. Like, you can look the wrong way as you're lifting and you can really fuck your shit up.
That's true, I guess.
I didn't see those signs. I mean, I had a year's membership with Planet Fitness. I didn't see any signs saying no deadlifting, but there really is nowhere to deadlift except for the Smith machines.
It takes out a lot of the actual functionality of the lift, just because, I mean, it basically is training wheels for squats and deadlifts.
Yeah, you lose your balancing.
But I mean, at the same time, I mean, like, it makes it so you can do said exercise without dying or having someone watch you.
Yeah, I mean, you can still hurt yourself using the Smith machine. I've done it, so I mean,
yeah.
But like, I will say this: it's a really good thing for as far as like starting. It can be less intimidating, because I'll never forget the very first time that I actually went to a gym. I had never really been to a big commercial gym like the one that I go to now. And I remember going in and sitting down with a guy and kind of talking over some stuff. And the thing that kind of really got me going right out the gate was I ended up spending like $500-$600 on a gym membership for me and my wife, and then personal training for me. And that really motivated me just because it was monetary. It was, I've already shelled out all this money. I might as well do something with it. And they're like, yeah, well, we'll set you with a personal trainer that that we know that will work with you. And so they sent me his name is Justin. He's honestly, like, I pretty much owe like almost everything that I know fitness related to him. He's kind of like who got me going in it, who got me motivated. And I mean, he's fit as fuck. Like,
fittiest, fuckiest.
Oh, like, I mean, his weights and stuff that he can do, like, he curls 135 for reps, like it's nothing.
Wow.
And but it was the very first time that I ever went in for a session with him. I mean, he's pretty close. I'd say that he's probably 6 foot tall or so, and he's 215, solid muscle. I mean, like, he's huge. And I mean, there are people in the gym that I'm going to that are like deadlifting like 600 pounds, and I mean, I'm just like, I can barely do the bar, and it's it's scary. It was pretty scary at the first few times that I went. But, I kind of had to step outside my personal space, my personal, like, boundaries. And now I don't even notice that there's even anybody in the gym when I go. I just kind of throw up the old blinders and do my workout.
That's, like, the most important thing when going to the gym is just to, like, you can't be like, oh, I'm going to, I'm going to do this and, I'm going to show everybody. As soon as you have the mentality of other people are watching, you are just kind of doomed. I mean, like, you really should you should be in that no one is here. It's just me. Because everyone else in the gym isn't fucking watching you.
Yeah,
even
like,
if you think they are, they're really not.
Yeah, that was like one of my biggest fears, is just having somebody like watching me as I'm working out. But I mean, realistically, everyone's there for themselves. Like, you might as well not even be there to most of these people that are at the gym.
Right.
I mean, I've got like the people that when I go, like, that are the normals that I see every time that I'm there, and I mean, they just kind of give a nod or like a hey, and that's that. They all seem pretty nice. They've come up to me and they've given advice, or like told me different ways to do an exercise that'll hit a different muscle group. That I mean, they're not doing it to be condescending or anything like that. Like, if you're gonna fuck your shit up, it's sometimes it's nice to have somebody come up and be like, hey.
They're like, bro, do not deadlift that. You will die.
I mean, you're doing fine, but that whole twisting, upward spiraling motion you're doing with your back, probably not the best.
Not ideal.
So,
leave me alone, bro. I'm doing CrossFit.
Oh,
stop
man.
it! You don't even do that.
I don't even want to talk about that.
There's a girl that I work with that does CrossFit, and she came into work one day, and I never really say anything about it, but she's like, well, I was doing my exercises in CrossFit and I hurt my back, and I'm like, well, I mean, yeah,
that'll do it.
I'm like, I mean, you did CrossFit, therefore hurt. I mean, yeah, of course you did.
It's as they say, if you can feel your legs after you get done doing CrossFit, you're doing it wrong. because you'll probably be in a wheelchair otherwise. That's just, I mean,
why is CrossFit so dangerous? I guess I don't really understand it, because like I see it and I'm like, it seems like it's functional movement, like it's not just like, it's not like you're setting up and you're like, all right, now let's do this thing. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to shatter my back. I mean, you don't go in there with the intent of like, I'm going to just kill myself right now. So like, what is it about CrossFit that's so bad?
I mean, CrossFit in general, like if you do it right and you really practice it and you sort of step out of how a lot of CrossFit gyms do, what basically a lot of things is, or a reason you see a lot of injuries, is that it's you want to do as much weight as you possibly can, as quick as you can, and that's how you do your workouts. Like if you look up like these, they call them WODs, or workouts of the day. Like some of the stuff, it's like you want to do all these like crazy reps super fast with like weight that you shouldn't be doing. And I mean, if you were to slow it down and do it like a normal workout, some of it's not bad, like realistically, but you see like some of these CrossFit competitions and stuff, they've actually had like petitions and like doctors and stuff that are like, hey, this is not safe. This is not something that you should be doing. Like, here's an example. So to be a judge at a CrossFit competition, you just have to sign a paper and volunteer.
Well then,
like there's nothing about it other than just like, hey, you did a thing.
Yeah, and I mean, and a lot of the stuff, like if you look at like power lifters and how they do their workouts, CrossFit has a lot of stuff where they sort of overlook like the proper form, and basically it's if you can get the weight up and you can stand up straight, like with the deadlifts and stuff. You see some of these people that are doing just schoolhouse rock, just hitching that up and doing the whole like just shaking like they're Michael J. Fox trying to pick up a dinner plate, I mean, and they count it, but like if you were to do like a real competition, they would laugh at you and they'd be like, no, like drop it at 100 pounds and do it again. But they really focus on just getting a lot of reps and stuff done. Like there's some stuff that is functional, and there are some gyms out there that if you do it right and you do the proper motions, like kipping is a really big thing in CrossFit. Kipping is what's called kipping. What it basically is, you'll see these people that are doing pull-ups, and basically what they're doing is they're flailing their body to get the reps. They're not actually using the muscle groups they should be using. They're sort of just using their momentum to just constantly swing up and then back down, and they call it kipping. It's if you go to YouTube and just look up kipping everything, there are plenty of videos out there that are quite hilarious of people just making fun of these people that are doing this.
So it's basically just like, watching me work out.
Yeah, I mean, no, I will say you're not too bad, Frank. I mean, I've worked out with you once.
Yeah, which is like one of the very few times I went to a really big gym.
And I mean, what did you think of that?
I liked it. It was neat. Actually being in a big gym. It was strange though, because I look, I don't do well with other people. Generally speaking, ever.
You don't say.
Right. No, and anyone who knows me, that's that's a huge understatement. It's awful. But yeah, I just no, I don't. But so like I was surrounded by people. And I don't know. It felt very awkward at first, but then after a while, whenever you're in X amount of pain, you just kind of get to where you're like, even if it's like some hot chicks like like walking right by you, you're like, get the fuck away from me, because I'm trying to do a thing, and if you distract me one more time, I'm just gonna run this bar through you, and I'm just gonna squat you.
Which is that's valid. It's just one of those things. Like I think when we went, that was actually like one of the busiest nights that I think I've seen in a while. I usually go super late at night because there's nobody there. Like if I go in like right after work, like that 5 o'clock rush, there's so many fucking people in the gym, and I just usually have to kind of just take a big deep breath, turn up my music really loud, and just go and get it done. But if I go like late at night, sometimes I won't even wear headphones. I'll just go in and just do whatever because there's nobody there. I might even curl in the squat rack. Nobody's gonna stop me. But I mean, I wouldn't do that like when the gym is full because there's only like 2-3 squat racks, and that's just rude.
I yeah, I don't know. I like going to the gym, an actual physical gym, and I did get to see though, because like you always talk about like the social faux pas of going to the gym. One of the things I thought was really funny was whenever we were there, someone jacked the plates from Jer whenever he was trying to get ready to do his. What were you doing? You're doing you're doing your squat set or whatever, and this guy just comes over and just pulls it right off the bar. I mean, he pulled it off the bar. Jared just put it on. Like it wasn't.
I was on the other.
Seconds.
I was on like the other side, like stretching to get ready to go do my squat, and this motherfucker just walks up and just takes my weight, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess you could do that, and I mean, I'm not gonna fight this dude over it, but I was just like, okay, and. I just kind of went over, grabbed some more weight, put it back up. He was like, I think he was on the leg press, and I went over to the leg press and took weights from the leg press and kind of gave him this look like, you dumb motherfucker. Like, yeah, and then just went back over.
Looks were exchanged for sure.
And I mean, there are times that stuff it does happen, and I think that it's not really just a gym thing. I think it's just
a people thing.
People are just like that, like, and. I don't know. I would say majority of the people when I go to the gym, and I mean I have a membership that I can go to about 5 different gyms in the area that I live in, and there's some gyms that I don't like just because of the people that are in it, and there are gyms that I do like more than the other ones. They may not have better equipment, but the people are nicer, and it just sort of every gym
evens out.
Yeah, like there's a gym that's up the street from my house right now. I don't go to it. Because I feel uncomfortable, because they make it very well known that you don't go to this gym normally, and I get looks. I get people that just stare at me my whole workout, and I'm like, "Do you want to come over here and take a fucking Instagram picture with me or something, bro?" Because I mean, we could do that.
Snap a selfie.
And I mean, it drives me crazy. It's like I'm there to do my workout. I'm not gonna pay attention to anybody else. I don't give a shit about anyone else that's there. But it is what it is.
Sure. Yeah. Well, here's my deal with fitness and motivation in general. Every time I get geared up to, get on a routine again and actually lose some weight, it always falls flat, mainly because I really like my lifestyle and I don't want to change it a whole lot. In fact, fitness is kind of like an inconvenience for me, I mean, I understand the benefits of it, but I mean, you hear people that are hardcore into fitness. They're like, "Oh man, I had to change my whole lifestyle, change my life, and now I go to the gym 2 hours a day, and I eat this specifically, and this is my diet." And I'm like, I don't want to do any of that. Like, if I could just do what I'm doing now and not get any fatter, that'd be great. But no, you have to change fucking everything. So, the fact that, you gotta actually do stuff. Stuff out of your routine. The fact that you have to change up your diet and not eat stuff that actually tastes good anymore. I don't know. I think that's the 2 biggest reasons why I keep failing. And I know everybody says, and you've told me before, Jerry, where it's like, no, it doesn't have to be so bad. Here, eat this chicken, put some hot sauce on it, and like, it's like, stop trying to make it sound better than it is. This sucks, and it does.
There's literally only so many fucking ways that you can cook chicken and not get bored of it. I mean, I'm one of the people that I can literally eat the same food every single day, so it doesn't bother me as much. My wife, however, like, if we have the same food 2 days in a row, she loses her fucking mind. Like, I don't care. But I mean, I also have a wider palate. I like eating chicken and steak and fish. Jordan, however, does not do the whole fish thing, and if I could eat fish 24/7, I would.
You get mercury poisoning.
And you know what? I mean, I might lose a lot more weight.
Worth it.
No, I mean, I do agree with you. Like, fitness is a very it is a very drastic change in your lifestyle, especially if you go from like being sedentary. Like before I started working out, I remember when we used to raid 3-4 hours every few days or so, and I mean, we used to just sit and play World of Warcraft. Like it was like almost a second job. Like you'd get off work and I go home, I crack open that 12 pack of Mountain Dew that I just bought, I'd drink it all, and I'd play World of Warcraft all fucking night. And I mean, it's a big change going from that to making basically going in and knowing that you're going to make yourself very uncomfortable. You're going to hurt yourself. And the next 3 days are going to be hell because there's nothing worse than going to take a dump and having to do the trust fall onto that toilet because your legs won't bend and just kind of having to hope and pray that you can stand back up when you're done.
I know them feels.
It's
That-
like you speak in my language.
It's like, I mean, never in my life would I ever thought that I'd actually go and look for the handicap stall. But it's like I do leg day, and it's like I pray to God that there is one of those like arm bars that I can just grab onto and kind of fling myself back up into a standing position.
I think that's another big thing about it too. Is like, okay, everybody says that's been doing fitness for so long that you just got to get through the lactic acid portion and power through it. It takes between 4 and 6 weeks or whatever. I don't know. That's what I've been told. And after that, it feels good. I've done it for 2 months straight, and I started looking real good. But the pain never went away. It just hurt, and it wasn't a good hurt. It was never a good hurt. It was just like I can't fucking move any of my body parts without an extreme amount of pain. And I wasn't like breaking anything or pulling any muscles. It just never stopped hurting. So, and I always felt like I wanted to die every single time.
You're sitting there like, why can't you just let me die?
Why can't I just sit on my ass and play video games all the time?
It's awful.
I honestly think that, I mean, personally, I don't think that I've ever, like, even going like consecutively, I don't think I've ever not been just an extreme discomfort like after a workout. Like there's some body parts that like I'll work out, like I can do my my like calves and they usually don't get super sore. My abs don't usually get too sore unless I like just fucking kill myself. But like if I just do like a quick like, oh okay, I'm just gonna do like 3 sets of 10 like crunches or whatever, like it's usually not too bad. But there's some stuff that, I mean, like my shoulders, I fucking hate shoulder day. I think that it's the worst personally for me because it never feels good. I always feel like a bitch because my weights on anything shoulder related are nothing compared to anything else that I can do, and it hurts. I'm always in just a lot of pain, and then the days after, like I can't sleep, I can't do anything. Like rolling over while I sleep and getting that pinching pain in my shoulders, like, and it wakes you up from a dead sleep. It's infuriating.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's your least favorite day.
I don't know. It's kind of a love-hate relationship when it comes to arms, biceps and triceps. I mean, I'll do curls, and I'll feel great. I mean, not really feel great. I'll just look at the mirror and be like, "Damn, I'm looking good." And then
That pump, dude.
And then the next day, and actually especially the second day, I can't bend my fucking arms. I can't. I need to use my arms to work.
You're permanently
Yeah.
doing that whole Mr. Abato thing.
Yes. It's just like, and then when you go into the bathroom to take a piss, you can't get your shit together. I mean, you can't pull it out.
Like kind of like I do that, like I do a workout and I just can't, like I can't function. It always reminds me of that scene in the second Ace Ventura movie. Where like he gets shot with all the blowgun darts or whatever, and
Three
and
darts
he's just
is
like
too much.
3 darts is too much. Just every
yeah.
time.
I also think that's also one of the things why shoulder day just fucks my shit up is that it's like I go to take a shower and I can't wash my hair. I'll just sometimes just, smear soap on the wall and just rub my head on it and hope to God I get clean enough. Like
You're like, is this enough, God?
like I can't lift my arms past my ears. I'm done. I can't do this.
So yeah, I think that's the 3 biggest reasons why I hate working out, and I haven't made the transition. I don't want to say that personally that I'm never gonna make the transition, because I would really like to one day, because I'm tired of getting fat.
Neil, we're getting old, man. It only
But
gets harder.
yeah, that was my plan originally, because like when I was in high school, I weighed 132, and I was fucking skinny. Nothing fit about me, but I was skinny. So, much better than what I am now. But, I used to work out all the time with my brother, and, I couldn't build any muscle at all out of the skin and bone that I was. So, my plan was, hey, how about I pile on some fat so I can turn that fat into muscle? Well, it turns out, when you pile on about 20 to 30 pounds of fat, you don't want to do anything. You get sleepy, you're lazy, and shit. You just don't, fuck it, and you don't want to stop eating Taco Bell because it's delicious.
It is
That was
so good.
that, and I think getting that call center job really got me kind of packing on them pounds. Free soda 24/7. I remember I used to go in there with like a gallon jug and just fill it up with Mountain Dew and just drink that all fucking day.
Yeah. I did the same exact thing.
I don't know how I have my legs haven't been amputated from the beatus yet. Like really. And like I mean honestly like changing from that, like I've been on every spectrum. Like when I was a kid, I used to be the fat kid. And I remember hating everyone around me for calling me the fat kid and making fun of me. And I mean, it happens now, and it still motivates me. But like back then, it was like, you know what? No, fuck these guys. That's when I got into running. That's when I lost a bunch of weight and got super fit, like out of high school. And I mean, I kept up with it. Like I got a job. I mean, I was working at Blockbuster. I mean, you wouldn't think that's very fitness or whatever, like related. But I'd walk 6-7 miles every single day just in the store, just walking around doing whatever. And I mean, I was in pretty good shape. I had abs. I haven't seen them in years. I don't know what they look like anymore. And and then I got that job at CoachNet, just sitting on my ass like 8+ hours a day, drinking all the soda I could want. I mean, you get fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to go play tennis? You know what I'd rather do? I'm gonna drive to the drive-through it because I don't fucking want to get out of my car, go home, eat this greasy ass burger that I just got, and play World of Warcraft for 8 fucking hours, and then go to bed and wake up in the morning and wonder why I'm just fucking exhausted.
If I could somehow manage to eat and sleep at the same time, that'd be great.
Do you think you would?
I think so.
Would you dedicate yourself to the eating and sleeping?
Yes.
Oh. I think when I started to try and put weight back on, that kind of killed me, like wanting to eat or liking to eat. Like now, dude, if I could take a fucking pill once a day that just gave me all my calories, all my protein, all my carbs, everything like that, and I could just take it once and not eat, I would fucking do it in a heartbeat. I hate eating. Like, I think, honestly, like, with fitness and everything, I think gaining weight, like, healthily is 1,000 times harder than losing weight.
Oh yeah, because
Hands
you gotta
down.
shove food in your face constantly.
For a while, like when I was actually like doing super well, and I was following a plan where I was working out 2 times a day. I mean, every 45 minutes I had an alarm on my phone that would go off that would remind me how much I hated myself. And it would go off, and I'd go to my kitchen, and I'd get out a fucking chicken breast and some bland ass brown rice, and be like, I just ate 45 minutes ago, and I feel like throwing up, but I have to eat this too. And God forbid if I threw up, because then I just had to eat double the calories that I just threw up to make up for it.
You're
It
like
was the worst.
reverse bulimia.
Yeah, it's like You know, I mean, instead of trying to make myself pretty, I'm trying to make myself pretty, but
I
eating instead of
wanna
throwing
be
it all up.
pretty. Why don't people think I'm pretty, dude?
What would you say that your favorite workout is? Like one exercise that, I mean, you get done with that and you're just like, my dick is so hard over how awesome that was.
I don't think that's a thing.
That's not a thing.
You don't get lifting boners? I mean,
I think that's just
me?
you, dude.
It's like, a mixture of the gym shorts and all the chemicals I'm ingesting. You know?
You might want to see a doctor, Jerry.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
No, man. Like I said, anything that's strenuous on my body hurts for days. So, like even when I was working out on a regular basis, I fucking hated every bit of it. It's just, but like if I had to pick one, kind of like the lesser of all evils kind of thing, I would say it would be arm curls, bicep curls, tricep curls.
Bicep. What are you, Frank?
I actually really kind of like working out, to be honest. And so I guess like probably arms would probably be my semi favorite. Like doing really almost any kind of arm workout I thought was really enjoyable.
I can respect that. I don't really like arms. I don't like shoulders. My favorite workout is a deadlift. I love deadlifts. There's just something about just grabbing that bar with all that fucking weight on there and just boom, just getting that all the way up and then dropping it and
Well,
having it just echo.
I really like how efficient deadlifts are. I mean, I knew nothing about deadlifts until last year. I thought they looked pretty useless, to be honest. But no, I mean they're 1/3 of the Holy Trinity, which is deadlifts, bench press, and squats, right? That's
Yep.
so. I mean, if you do those three, and really only those three,
You get strong as fuck.
he is strong as fuck, and everything else kind of follows suit. All the rest of
Like,
your
I
muscle
mean,
groups.
realistically, like the deadlift is literally like one of the most perfect like exercises. It hits your legs, it hits your glutes. I mean, you get your quads, your hammies, your abs. It does your arms, your shoulders, and most importantly, your back. I mean, like if you ever want to get like a huge back, deadlifts and pull-ups, the only two back exercises that you really need to put on like massive size is just doing that. I mean, I don't really have a big back, but it's definitely like one of the biggest things. Like I was actually just went to the bodybuilding.com. They did a Boise Fitness Expo, and I remember I walked in with Ryan, and I look over and they had competition. They had a competition for deadlifts. Like they were like a local like strongman competition, and I was like, oh, I wonder how much weight they're doing. And I look over and I see him doing like 2 plates or whatever, like 3 plates, and I'm like, oh, I can do that. That's what I can do. I could do that for a couple of reps, and I see him just going up and doing like 1 or 2 reps, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I could do that much weight. I don't know. Am I one of those people? And then they go up on stage and they're like, okay, so the lightest lift that we're going to have today is 665 pounds. And I'm like, nope. That is
Nope,
literally
nope,
like
nope.
double and then some, like my highest lift for that. And they're like, yeah, this is the lightest one. And I think the heaviest one they had was almost 1,000 pounds.
Damn.
It's outrageous.
And I was just like, I don't know. There's something about deadlifts. Just we're watching those dudes do that, and like they would get it to the top and they'd drop it, and it was just thunder throughout the whole like auditorium that we were in. I mean, and it was just like Jesus, like I could pick you up and snap you, like it was nothing.
It's like picking up a small car.
Yeah, that's like picking up a Geo Metro and then setting it back down. But I mean, yeah, like when they do competitions, deadlifts, squats, and bench are like the strongman lifts. Like that's like it doesn't matter how much anything else that you do; those are the lifts that they look at as far as like your strength and whatnot. My bench is kind of lacking compared to everything else. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like, you've at least kind of, you got it. You're doing a good job.
I mean, at the very
Yeah.
least, you know what you're doing. I mean, and that's kind of important because, injuries.
Yeah.
I honestly like with injuries, it's so easy to do, and I think that's another thing that kind of deters people too from like getting into shape is it's literally just one miscalculation, and you can fuck your shit up like bad. Like I still my left shoulder still to this day, like this is from like 2 or 3 years ago. I hurt myself. It still hurts. I was doing military press, and I was doing the highest weight that I could do at the time, which was 115, which is not. I mean, it was a pretty big jump from what I was doing, and I thought that I could do it, no big deal. And I got that weight up, and I just remember hearing a clicking sound in my
Oh,
shoulder,
no.
and I about dropped that bar on my head, and I was just like, "Yep, I fucked something up."
Like I've done wrong.
And like even now, like if I move my shoulder, it grinds now.
You
And I
might
mean,
just be getting old, though.
it doesn't feel like a getting old pain. It feels like a done goofed kind of a pain.
Yeah.
But like I mean I've done stupid shit. Like I've done deadlifts and kind of like looked up and over and just like fucked my shit up where I can't even turn my neck. I have to like turn my whole body to look at someone, and I mean like it's
You went in there thinking you're strong, like what the fuck is his name? Christopher Reeve, and then you came out like Christopher Reeve.
oh no. Yeah, no, I mean he's not wrong. He isn't wrong. It's
But if you snap your spine and you can't move anymore, then you can tell us all about space time.
That's not what happened to him.
No, but he can become the next Stephen Hawking, but not as smart. Basically, not really even close.
So, not Stephen Hawking.
He also
Yeah.
can't. He also can't afford a chair.
Womp womp.
You're not Stephen King. You're not Stephen Hawking.
I think
Jared,
that
stop trying to be Stephen Hawking.
I think that's one of my biggest fears. That like, okay, all the stuff I've been bitching about so far in terms of getting into fitness, I've overcome at one point or another and just stopped. But the injury thing, that's my biggest fear, because like when I was doing deadlifts on a regular basis, I would get super fucking sore in my lower back, which is pretty much where all the fucking movement happens for the most part, like the most of it anyways. And I get super fucking sore to the point where I could barely bend down. And I'm like, am I doing it wrong? Like, am I fucking my shit up? Like, did I hurt myself? I mean, eventually it would go away. So then I'd be like, oh, okay, then I'm good. But it would take like 4 or 5 days to heal from that shit.
Yeah.
And like when I was, actually had my brother training me, he's like, all right, we've done the cycle. We got to do it again. I'm like, I'm still fucking sore. Like, aren't you supposed to let it heal and then lift again? He's like, no, you don't want it to completely recover. I'm like, this shit hurts. I don't want to do it anymore.
that's yeah, like it's constant pain, like constant pain all the time.
And that's the thing. I never know if I actually legit hurt myself or not, because I'm hurting all the time. How could it hurt anymore?
Oh, let me tell you,
But
it can hurt way worse. and the thing, like, because I've hurt a couple different things. My shoulder's really the only thing that still bugs me, but it's one of those things that when you done fucked up, your body tells you. It's like everything pauses for that moment, and the only thing that goes through your head is, I done fucked up. I done fucked up bad.
You just feel this. Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Wah, wah.
That's the thing that's running through my head. I mean, any time I get into a situation, whether it be working out or any other physical kind of situation, I even think about this if somebody pisses me off and I'm at the bar. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna fight that motherfucker. But then I'm like, nah, medical insurance. That shit's gonna cost big time.
Mm,
I'm like, I might die. That would probably be better than going to the hospital and suturing
It'd be
up all
cheaper.
my wounds.
yeah, it
It
would
would
definitely
definitely
be
be
cheaper by a lot.
But
I mean, it would be better to just go ahead and die.
yeah,
Yeah.
but you know,
I'm gonna
like,
go fight that guy. I'm just gonna put this gun in my mouth right fucking now and kill myself.
Yeah, pretty much.
but yeah, same thing with working out. It's like, oh my god, if I hurt myself once, it's gonna be constant physical therapy, getting my shit fixed, X-rays, MRIs. You know,
That's
one slight misstep, and you're talking thousands of dollars in medical bills.
Yep.
the
Ouch.
best way to avoid that is to really learn what you're doing. Like, I mean, I know that just sounds very basic. Have you tried turning it on again and off again?
Have you tried
Like-
not being bad at it?
Yeah. I mean,
know.
if you really don't know what you're doing, I mean, a personal trainer. Okay, majority of the personal trainers out there will really help you. Find someone that looks like they work out. Because I mean, I've seen some personal trainers where I'm like, I'm in better shape than that guy. Why would I take advice from that guy who doesn't look like they've lifted a day in their life versus this guy over here that's literally the mountain? But I mean, like realistically, like a personal trainer, like yeah, you know, it can cost you quite a bit of money, but they're there to help you, and it helps a lot when you're with someone who knows what they're doing versus when I lived in Arizona. When I would go to the gym, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm just gonna walk up to this machine and stare at it for a few minutes and sit down and hope I know what I'm doing and not fuck this up.
Hope you don't die.
And it was just really eye opening to sit down with someone who knew what they were doing, and they're like, okay, we got to do this, this, and this, and this, and I'm like, why are we doing this? And you know, getting those reasons. And I mean, YouTube's got a lot of really good stuff on there. Like, if you don't know how to do an exercise, it's probably best to look up. I mean, like, there's still stuff now where I see a name of an exercise and I'm like, I think I know what that is, and like, I'll still YouTube it just to like get the form and everything like that. Because if you see somebody doing it and doing it correct, you can kind of mimic it. I think it's a lot easier personally than
Right.
just kind of winging it, and that's how you hurt yourself. And know your limits.
What I would also strongly suggest, not that I'm an expert or anything, but get yourself a $15 tripod for your phone and film yourself. Check your form. It'll even if you watch videos and people tell you how to do it, you can still be fucking it up because you think you're doing it right, but you're not.
That's actually really good advice.
That's super good advice.
The gym that I go to, like every single wall is a mirror, so you can see yourself doing it. And I usually go with my wife when we go work out. Well, I no longer really go with my wife that often. I go with Ryan, and I mean, it's good to go with somebody who can be like, hey, you're kind of arching this a little more than you should be, and you know, having somebody, especially if you don't realize that you're doing it, and somebody's like, hey, you're kind of gonna
doing
fuck your shit up. You know, that spine that you had. You know, I mean,
You're turning it to dust.
and be very careful with what you read and stuff online, like fitness forums and whatnot. One of my favorite stories to this day, like when I very first started working out, I started browsing this fitness forum. It's a joke, like realistically, like I would say 98% of it is a joke. This board that I go to, and there was a bunch of pictures, and there was like a text story that somebody captured from like an old like thread that they had. This guy asking like, you know, okay, I'm gonna start going to the gym. Like, what should I do? And you know, like, what can I do to like work on squats and this and this? And they're like, okay, well, you'll want to wear some really flat shoes, you know, because it's really good for like your support on your feet and whatnot, like being able to do squats. And you'll want to start doing body weight, like just your body, basically just your body's weight doing it.
Right.
Well, this guy took it as so he posted a picture of him being put in on a stretcher and into an ambulance. And like, oh man, it still cracks me up. Okay, so he's wearing cut off jean shorts, and his
Which
flat
is
shoes.
already bad.
His flat shoes that he was wearing were sandals.
Flip flops.
And so what he did is he ended up going to the gym. He got there. You know, he walks up to the bar, and he loads up almost 425 pounds on this bar, and he picks it up to squat it. Well, his spine basically turned to dust at that point, because he had never worked out, never done anything like that before. And I mean, that's a pretty hefty weight. Like,
Yeah.
325 is the highest I've ever been able to do on squat. And I mean, and I've been doing this for like 5-6 years now. And just walking in, like, I could barely do the bar. This guy loads up 10 times that, and he he literally almost killed himself. And they're like, "What the fuck were you doing?" And he was like, "Well, the only flat shoes I had were my sandals, and you guys said to start with your body weight." And they're like, "You fucking idiot. Like, we meant like your actual like body's weight, like no weight, period. What did you think we meant? Load it up with your actual weight and start doing with that?" And you know, that's what he did. And he ended up like blowing like 6 discs in his back, and like
Oh god.
oh yeah, he was like, "Man, I hope I'll be able to walk again." And it's like, I got bad news for you, man.
Well,
I mean, it ain't looking good, bro.
that's a little bit. I mean, come on. I mean, it kind of is common sense.
But if you think about it, like if you do nothing about it, someone's like, start with your body's weight, and you know, to do your squat, like, you know, it you could take it, I think, pretty easily. Like, okay, so I could probably start with that. I mean, if you're less than smart,
I don't know.
That's being pretty fair.
it's like, but I don't know. Like, again, that goes with the whole people thing. Like
that goes with anything. Like any kind of advice you get on the internet, especially if it's not like written in guide form and some dude saying, "Hey, this is what you should do," and like, okay, I'll do exactly that. And you can do that with cooking and set your fucking house on fire. You know, so that's just he kind of had it coming.
Super had it coming.
Darwinism
Super had it
at its
coming.
finest.
Yeah, no, for real though. I mean, that's like some real Darwinian shit right there. That's nothing's good about that.
Yeah, I don't know. I like personally with stuff like that. Like, you just, when I went to the gym, dude, I was terrified. I was like, I don't want to touch any of this equipment. I don't want to do anything because I'm gonna die. I'm gonna do something. And it was like going from the gym in like Arizona, where did they even have free weights there? You know, that was the one that we got from CoachNet. I think I went there like a total of like 20 times.
Yeah.
I think that was when I first started working out for my wedding. I dropped 15 pounds for that.
It was a very confined area, but yeah, they had free weights.
I was like terrified of the free weights. All the machines were in use by like old people all the time, and there was probably like 20 machines in there, that whole place.
20 machines, but there was also like 20 treadmills, so that's pretty much what people went there for.
So, yeah, and I mean, like, and then I go to the gym that I like first get to Boise. I go to the gym that's literally, I could throw a rock at it from my backyard. And I go in, and I mean, it's 2 stories tall. There's an Olympic pool. They have to have 80, 90 different treadmills and other pieces of equipment, like, just upstairs. And more free weights machines that I've ever seen. And I'm just like, oh shit, what have I done?
I'm going to die.
You know, and I've got this ripped dude across from me that's like, oh yeah, we got all these great memberships and deals going on, and I'm just like, I don't want to be fat anymore. Can you help with that? And yeah, I mean, that shit's scary.
I mean, it's scary. It's fucking terrifying.
But I will say that it's honestly one of my favorite things. Like, because I remember first going, I could barely bench 20 pounds with a bar. Like, you had to get me a 20-pound barbell to do my bench press, and I could barely fucking do it. And I'm just like, oh my god, am I this weak? Like, and then the most embarrassing thing with all that was they measured my body fat, and it hurts just thinking about it. I went in, and so this is right before my very first workout that with my trainer. He's like, okay, we got to figure out where you are, okay? And I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. Okay, take off your shirt. Uh, I don't even take my shirt off in front of my wife.
Do
There's-
I have to?
And okay, so I'm in a small office. There's like 4 desks. There's 3 very attractive women in this room, and my personal trainer, who, I mean, no homo, is a pretty good looking dude. And he's like, yeah, take off your shirt and your shoes. Okay. Okay, and I need you to get into your underwear. Because I wore jeans or whatever to it. And I'm like, okay. So there I am, a greased up hog standing there, with all these people staring at me, and he breaks out these things that look like salad tongs, and I'm like, all right, I don't like where this is going, not one bit. And he goes up and he's like, all right, I'm gonna pinch you. I'm like, okay.
Just don't tickle, don't giggle too much.
And I'm just like,
Make this weirder than it is.
and I'm just like, okay. And he goes up and he grabs my man tits and he squeezes them and he gets a little pinch and he writes down all these numbers. And he grabs my gut and he gets a pinch and he writes down a number and then he gets pretty close to my shaft. He grabs like the middle of my leg and like pinches and he does all this. And he does my back and I'm like standing there and I'm like, oh my god. And he's like, okay, get on the scale. And I'm like, oh god, I don't want to do this anymore. And I get on that scale and he weighs me. And I hadn't been on a scale since my wedding, and I'm like, oh god, gross. I weighed 265 when I got here. I weighed 285 before my wedding, so I lost almost 20 pounds for that. And so he writes down all these numbers, and he does like some math or whatever to it, and he plugs some shit into like a computer. And he's like, okay. He was like, so you have 46% body fat.
Whoa.
And I was just like, it was like at that very moment that I realized, I'm like, dude, I'm fucking gross. Like, almost half of my body weight is literally just fat. Like, I literally had next to no muscles. Like, I would say that probably a good 80% of me was just fat and bones.
Right.
He was like, yeah, I've seen some pretty bad stuff. And so this is what we're going to do. And he starts throwing out all these fucking numbers at me and shit, and I'm just like, okay. And he's like, all right, we need you to eat this, this, and this, and this. Have you ever counted calories before? And I'm like, no.
1 in my mouth. 2
Yeah.
in my mouth.
I mean, does 1 cheeseburger at lunch and 80,000 fries count as counting calories?
Because then, yes, I count them voraciously.
And I'll never forget. He was just like, "Yeah, the first thing we need you to do is like, do you drink soda?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah.
I
confess I got a problem.
I used to drink a 12-pack of Mountain Dew and a 2-liter a day. I used to have a backup emergency 2-liter under my bed in case I ran out of Mountain Dew during a raid or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I drink soda here and there.
Periodically,
I've had a soda or 2 in my day. And he was like, well, I'm going to need you to stop that. And I'm
All
like,
of that.
well, you're
well, like,
fired.
I was like, do you mean like stop like a little bit? And he's like, no. X-nay the soda A.
All together.
And I was like,
I'm telling you, like, that's what he fired him, right? I mean, you can't hang out anymore.
and I was like, okay, I could do this. And I'll never forget that like he had me do some just like a couple like lifts or whatever. And like I remember he handed me a bar to do some curls, and I couldn't do it. I was like, and I mean like I'm talking like he handed me like a 40-pound like barbell, and he's like, okay, I'm gonna need you to curl this a couple times, and we'll kind of see how you feel and blah blah blah. He hands me this thing and like it drops to the ground, and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And like, dude, I couldn't fucking get that thing up, and I was like, all right, we're gonna have you do some squats. I go back, I couldn't do the bar. Like I could like barely like I squat down and I'm like, okay, now what? And yeah, so like I do all these like lifts or whatever, and I'm just like I got home and I just remember I just felt so defeated. I walk in and like I have like this paper that has like all these exercises and all this shit on there that I'm supposed to be doing, and I like walk in and Jordan's like, so how'd it go? And I'm like, I'm just gonna go eat a tub of Ben and Jerry's and cry in the bathtub.
I want to die.
And I remember like after that, dude, I was so fucking sore the next day, and like I literally did like 4 fucking exercises, and I just remember being like, oh god, this hurts. This is what it feels like to move? Like, I mean,
It reminds me of that scene in The Matrix whenever, like, Neo first gets up.
All of your
Why do my legs hurt? You've never used them before.
and I will say this, like, dude, like the trainer that I had, Justin, like him, like basically being super motivating about it, like that's what kept me going, like at first, and then it was just sort of like the first few times we worked out, and he was like, all right, we're gonna have you do this and run on the treadmill and blah 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 blah, and then we're gonna do your workout, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like
that's
this
the
ain't
workout,
happening.
right?
Yeah, like all right, I did my 15 minutes. See you tomorrow.
Well, you've obviously made a ton of progress, Jared. How much do you weigh now?
Right now, this is the lightest I have been in a long time. I'm down to 178 the last time I weighed myself, and I'm at 21% body fat.
Damn. Congratulations, man.
Good job, dude.
Thank you. And like, I mean, just doing this, like as I've been doing, like, I'm not one of those guys that kale for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, just unflavored chicken breast and brown rice, like I haven't been doing it as much as I'd like to, just because it's so easy to just fall off that bandwagon and you get fucking bored of it.
Yeah, it sounds incredibly boring. Like, it really does.
Like realistically, to sum up working out, it's you watch what you eat, and you pick stuff up, and you set it back down, and you do that over and over again,
and over and over again,
And you
forever.
you kind of run around a little bit, but not around, just on this conveyor belt thing.
It's like being a rat in a cage. You're on that wheel.
Despite all of that rage.
Still just a rat in the cage, man. But I think like one of the things that I'm most proud of is not even really the weight loss, because I mean, I'm at that point now where it's just weight is really just a number.
Sure.
Like, I mean, I'm nowhere near my goal.
That's like the story of every fat girl that's ever.
You can't say that, Frank.
Yes, I can.
Gonna have Tumblr
Because
down
I'm
our
pretty
fucking
much a
neck
fat
next
girl.
week. You're not wrong. But is like actually my lifts, like my numbers for my lifting. Like I could barely bench 20 pounds. 45-pound squats like murdered me. And like deadlifts, like I could barely do that bar without like just feeling like I had a train run on my ass, And like now I feel pretty good about what I can do. I can do 225 for my bench. I can only do 1 rep. I can do 315 for my squats. I can do like 5 reps. I think is what I can do right now. My deadlift I can do 325 for 1. These are just like starting numbers. I want to double that. You got to have a goal. Because if you start working out and you have a goal that's a physical, like a number or something that you want to hit, I feel like it's so much easier to stay in it, to win it, than I'm just gonna work out and maybe I'll look good one day. Because when you just go in with just that's what you want to do, you don't really have a goal. If you have a goal, it's much easier to kind of do that and to set smaller ones, like
Achievable goals.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm not going to say, hey, I want to be able to deadlift 1,000 pounds, because that ain't fucking happening anytime soon.
Right.
Anytime ever.
I mean, there's a very high chance that I will probably never, ever be able to ever hit that weight. I mean,
and that's not even being mean. That's just being fucking. That's just
like
being real.
I'm getting fucking old. I mean, I think if I ever get to that weight, by the time that I'm done, my kneecaps may actually explode mid-lift. And that'll be the end. I'll end up like Darth Vader put together in a fucking rubber suit. But it's like, just setting small goals. Like, okay, next week I'm gonna do 5 more pounds on my squat. yeah. And I mean, you're not always gonna hit that because I mean, like even some of these workouts, like just 5 more pounds can be tremendous amounts of strain more than what you're currently doing. But if you have something like that you're shooting for, and you hit that, it's such a good feeling.
I have actually done that. Like whenever I go into the gym and hitting like goals, it's so good. It's so good whenever like it actually happens. You feel fucking fantastic.
Dude, it's like you feel like you are literally on the top of Mount Everest with your fucking flag, and you
Yeah.
slam that bitch in the ground. And you're like, I did it.
You're like woo 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 Hercules Hercules.
And like, it's a good feeling. Like I think that's one of like the best feelings out there is just being able to like hit something like that and be like, all right, I did this. Now next week, that's when the real challenge starts. And you just keep going and going and going and.
I feel like this is the plot to Karate Kid.
It pretty much is,
Yeah,
I mean, you got to start doing the wax on, wax off, Daniel-san, and don't you fucking scratch my goddamn car.
I will kill you. For the times that you guys have gone to the gym, is there any sort of a routine or something special that you think that you and only you do when you're either getting ready for the gym or at the gym?
No.
Pre-workout. I mean, pre-workout, and then like I literally. So the most intense times I ever work out are pre-workout, which is like kind of a given because then it's like you it's like pre-workouts are like a promissory note to work out. You pretty much have to now because otherwise your entire body is just going to shrivel out from inside out. And then what's the look at my bank account and I see the withdrawal from the gym and I'm like, nah, I have to go. Look at this money I spent.
I can respect that.
That's
Nah, I pretty much don't do anything special. I mean, I'll do the pre-workout, put on some music, and go to town. But the last time I ended up stopping was because of... I think I made a mistake, and you told me this, Jer. When I was doing my circuit routine that I had going on, where I would not do a single series of sets. I would just switch muscles because I was trying to get it done. I'm like, I know this should take about an hour, but let's condense it down to 45 minutes because I got shit to do. And
I got Hearthstone to play.
Yeah. And I did that 3 or 4 times. Actually, no, I did that for 2 solid weeks, and I started looking good. And then that last time I did it, I almost died. I wanted to throw up. I had a light head. It was the worst feeling ever. And then I just stopped doing it. It was very scary, and I did not want to have that feeling again. And I know if I would have just, next round, I just would have just rested a little bit longer in between exercises, I probably would have been just fine. But no, I just didn't do it again.
I would say that mine is, I mean, the pre-workout I think is like a very given thing. I mean, especially for me, I fucking love it. I have shit that that citrulline that I take and everything that I add into my pre-workout that I mean, like, I put some shit in this stuff that chemists would be like, dude, is this guy for real? Like, and I'll load up, and I mean, it's one of those things where once I pound that pre-workout, it's like, all right, I have to go to the gym where I will literally die. If I sit down, I'm pretty sure that my heart is going to stop. But one thing that I do that I think is really weird, and when I tell you this, just know that I trust you in everything that I'm telling you. And all of our listeners, this is the first time that I've told anyone this.
okay.
I like going in, and I know what my workout is. And if it's a workout where I'm doing a squat, a deadlift, or a bench press, and I'm trying for a new personal record, I will go to YouTube, and I will look up Earth, Wind, and Fire and I will find a live version of September, and I'll put it on in the background, and I will blast my fucking headset, like my headphones. And I've got like the whole ear like douche headphones that I wear to the gym. I'm that fucking guy. And I'll sit down to do my workout, like, and I'll load up my what I'm gonna aim for, and I'll just like I just put myself in the zone, and I just pretend that they are playing that music and the crowd is cheering for me. I got the whole band behind me, and they're playing that music to get me pumped, to just destroy this. And the people start cheering, and I just close my eyes and I go for it.
You know we're here for you, right? I mean, like, you know,
Listen,
if you want to talk or whatever, I mean,
listen, I
it
can't
doesn't
have
have
you
to
guys
be like this.
I can't have you guys behind me with a kazoo fucking cheering for me and shit, you know?
Get
Do you
that
still
Mari-
want us to record a kazoo for you? I mean, like, if it'll make you feel better.
I think we could get you a mariachi band.
I mean, you know, if you guys wanted to, I mean,
So
I
here's
could
going to be
just-
our new Patreon goal at, you know, at $200. We'll hire Jared a mariachi band.
an authentic Mexican mariachi band, and I'll put on the horse
Well,
mask.
how authentic? I mean, like, how
I don't-
authentic does it have to be? Like,
It
really?
could- like Neil Mexican.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Oh, okay. So, like, not as authentic as probably you'd think.
Listen, they just need some mariachi music and like I don't know, maracas and a tambourine and probably a trumpet, some brass, and they can just get around me and fucking sing some mariachi music. Baby, come back.
They can just get around you if they can.
You know, I mean, that's fine. I mean, if that, and then I'll record it, and we'll do it live.
I like to squat so hard I feel like I'm gonna poop.
That's,
You know?
that's good.
That
I
happens
feel you.
when I moderately squat.
That happens when I drop something on the ground and I gotta bend down just past my chair's like as low as it'll go.
Basically.
Like, do you ever like squat down, like especially like with a bunch of weight, and like you're like, "Brr, oh my goodness gracious, and like you almost like fall, you know, because like you're and you genuinely think that you're about to shart like literally everywhere.
I call that squirting.
Squat.
I
When you
accept that.
squat and you fart, and it might not be a fart, you squirted.
You ever like experience a guy like in the gym where he does a squat and like something tumbles out of his pant leg?
I haven't thought of it yet. I mean,
Is that like
If-
on your gym bucket list?
I can say that if something like that were to happen, it would probably be something falling out of my shorts. And I don't ever look forward to that day. Because it's come close. There have been times where I'm like, oh God, I got to stand up real quick and drop this weight.
You're like, no.
Oh yeah, dude.
It's
Like,
terrible.
going to the gym with diarrhea is just never a good thing. Never do it. Personal
Never-
and professional tips here.
There you have it, folks. Don't go to the gym when you have diarrhea. It's
true.
just a bad idea all around. Just
Don't eat
skip.
them spicy potato chips.
Just
Hey,
skip. Skip that day. You know.
Yeah, or just do some light cardio, just something.
It's
Someone
definitely
doesn't-
when you have the shits. It's definitely better to just go on a full run. You know, just sprint. You just
Like grab himself.
I've seen that video. It's gross.
That's super gross. I couldn't imagine that on a treadmill,
Blech.
because then it just loop around forever. Fling it.
Gross.
What a great way to end this podcast. I'm glad that we shared this moment.
yeah,
with
that we got them poops. You know, I'm glad we got them poops.
Me too. Me too.
Well, thanks for listening. If you like what you heard, please rate, comment, subscribe. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. And if you really liked us, donate on Patreon.
Oh yeah.
And we'll be making a new one soon. But until next
Yeah.
time, see you later.